Hello everyone, Coco here with Keodane and Ray. We just watched the next episodes of Hey Arnold. These two episodes are called 6th Grade Girls and the Baseball. 6th Grade Girls starts out with Gerald and Arnold over at a pool where they notice that these two older ladies are looking at them. They get the wrong impression, of course, and think that they're checking them out, but they're not. We get to see that they have these two boys who are kind of being obnoxious, and so they decide to sort of make them jealous or teach them a lesson by taking the Arnold and Gerald out to the school dance, which makes them really excited. But of course, things kind of go downhill.
Yeah, and of course, just to clarify, when you say older ladies, you mean like
Older.
sixth graders.
Yeah, older in comparison to Gerald and Arnold, and they see them as older ladies.
Yeah, that's yeah.
They
pretty much
refer
from
to
their
them as
perspective.
older women,
Yeah,
even though it's only like 2 years apart.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a lot when you are that age.
I don't know if the two girls are called Maria and Connie. I can't recall if we ever see them again, but when I heard their voices again, I remember thinking that I always loved their voices.
Yeah, they have great accents. I think we do see Maria and Connie again at some point. But I can't quite remember where.
Yeah. So yeah, this episode is one of those oh boy, older girls episodes, for which is a big deal when you were like a very young boy. And so of course they Arnold and Gerald has to play up their age. And I was actually surprised that it was Arnold who's like came right out and basically lied about his age. I don't know why I expected it to be a Gerald who would have said something like that. He seems like, usually from the episodes we've seen so far, he seems like the one who's more worried about, appearances and not looking to be the fool or to look immature.
Yeah, I mean, we even though he is Arnold's best friend, we still haven't gotten a lot of focus on Gerald just yet. Whereas we've gotten a lot on Arnold, and we already know that he's a pretty altruistic person. So he does give that impression of being the good kid, so it doesn't seem like he would be the one to lie.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, this lie, of course. Like, it's he's just trying to, impress someone by saying that. So, it's it's a forgivable lie.
Yeah.
A white lie, so to speak. So yeah, we have these two girls who obviously, well, I mean, they do like their boyfriends, but they're in a place where they're kind of fed up with them, with their
normal.
power game.
Yeah,
which is
normal in any relationship. It happens.
And they do seem kind of obnoxious, those two boys.
Yeah. Their names are Tommy and Bert.
Yeah.
So I saw this before I knew much Spanish. So at one point, Maria, she writes her address on Arnold's hand and says, "And por favor, don't be late." And when I was little, I thought that since it kind of had the same cadence, I thought that it just meant FYI, like for your information.
Yeah.
By the way.
Speaking of Maria's Spanish, they do one thing that really does bug me about bilingual characters. This happens in all cartoons, all movies. Bilingual people will not toss in random lingo in their...
Yeah.
No, that doesn't happen. Unless they're, like, purposely trying to, like, show off or mock something, or... It could happen that they are trying to speak to different people. For example, I worked at the only Hispanic church in my city. So sometimes I was always alternating between English and Spanish, either on the phone or when someone came in. So sometimes someone would come up to me and they were an English speaker and I would automatically start speaking Spanish, or the other way around. But I wasn't just saying, "Oh, hello, it's a buena dia today. The sun is very brillante." No, that doesn't happen.
No.
But people feel like they have to do this to show, oh, this character knows 2 languages. But there are much more natural ways to do it. Like, for example, when she came down the stairs, she could have talked in Spanish to her father and then, switched to English with Gerald and Arnold.
Yeah, or the father could have, yelled at her, like, or, called out to her in Spanish.
Yeah, that would have been a lot more natural.
Yeah.
And then it kind of would have added to the scene, because in that particular scene, Arnold and Gerald are feeling really awkward, and it would be funny if he would just started speaking in
a different language. Then it kind of makes them even more nervous. It's like, oh god, what's he saying?
Yeah. I
had a question, actually. At one point, Maria calls Tommy Bato.
Yeah, that's actually one word that I got confused because I couldn't really hear it well. I meant to go back and watch it to listen to it again, but I forgot. But to me, it sounded like bato, which isn't a word I know. Maybe it's a word in a different Spanish dialect, but there is pato with a P, which means duck, but it's also slang for a gay man.
Oh!
So...
But she also uses it on Arnold later in the episode.
Yeah. So, when I go to edit this, I'll look at that scene again and I'll do a little research. I'll ask Kime, who's Chilean, so maybe it means something in Chile.
Do you think that Maria is Puerto Rican?
It's possible. I mean, we don't really see much of her, so... But since it is supposed to be Brooklyn, or Hillwood is kind of inspired by Brooklyn or more eastern cities, I think Puerto Rican would be one of the more likely ones. Puerto Rican...
Okay, I just looked it up, what pato means in Spanish.
Oh.
It can either mean a simpleton, slang for father, or slang for guy or lad.
Okay. Then it's probably guy or lad.
Yeah, because it's this young man, or this is from Mexico.
Young man.
Young man.
Yeah, I was thinking Puerto Rico, Mexico, or the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
But there we go. Even I can learn new Spanish.
It's just hey guy, come here.
Or maybe it's dude.
Yeah.
It would have been pretty funny if it was gay man though.
Yeah.
Hey, Gaiman, come over here.
I also love how the girls in this episode are not stupid. They see right through Arnold and Gerald.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and they're not. I like that they're not stupid, and they're not really technically mean either.
They're not mean
how you might expect it to turn out.
Yeah.
Of course, they are kind of playing with their emotions, and using them, but again, they're in the end, they do actually kind of, support them and, try to not have this, lower their self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, in the end, it might actually make it, give them more confidence than they started out with.
Mm.
So that's good. Oh, yeah, we completely skipped over the whole, when Gerald brings the suitcase full of his dad's stuff. And I wrote down that it's a good thing he didn't find the box full of, toys and fuzzy handcuffs and everything else up in the attic. That was for once the first suitcase succeeded, it's time to bring out the second one.
Yeah. So, Kia, have you ever been into older ladies?
What do you mean?
As a kid, the sexy 6th grade older women.
Well, I mean, mostly, girls are girls when you're that young, but of course, as soon as you start, being able to, you start seeing older girls, then all of a sudden, there's a very clear physical difference between the girls in your grade, in the lower grades, and then of course the girls in the higher grades, mostly around the chest region. And of course, when you're like a young boy, and this whole thing is new to you, then it's like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
And of course, that's that's nature.
But you're saying you never had like a crush on a specific 6th grade girl.
I mean, there's been attraction, of course, but never a crush. Mostly because I think it was mostly because I considered it hopeless, a hopeless endeavor. So I just did not put any effort into, or any energy into, chasing that kind of.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I tried to ask a college girl out to prom.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I can't remember if it was
cheating
prom.
on me.
I'm sorry.
No.
No, but remember, I tried to ask Naru out to prom, and she actually said yes, but she wasn't able to make it because, well, that would have been a long trip for her.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. The only time I was into an older guy once, and then like that kind of defined my year of school. So then I told myself, never again.
Oh yeah, another thing about having a crush on someone older. I was always the youngest boy, like no matter where I was. So like everyone was technically always older than me. So
you skip a grade or something?
No. I just like when you're born in September, I guess.
Oh, that's true.
It's like the later in the year it is, like everyone's always going to be older than you if they're born earlier.
So, a couple of the phrases they use in this episode, I love that they keep saying, "What goes on?"
Yeah, what goes on here? Me too. I wrote that down. I love that phrase.
Yeah, and also cheesed off.
Yeah, that phrase as well.
Yeah,
just make them real cheesed off. So much cheese going on.
I don't know if those two phrases are a 90s thing or if that's just these are like older kids and they have a different way of talking kind of thing, because then we never hear that ever in the rest of the series.
Yeah, I've never heard it like outside of this. Those two phrases. What goes on here?
I thought that was more of a thing from England, not the States.
What goes on here?
Cheesed off.
Oh. I mean, maybe it's totally possible that they're like, since they're, older women with air quotes that you can't see, maybe they're watching BBC on the weekends and picking up British slang.
Billy and Brett also used it. Like, oh, this makes me really cheesed off.
Yeah. Billy and Brett? What did you...
what was their names?
Tommy
Tommy and Bert.
Yeah.
Billy and Brett!
I thought you were referencing some YouTube duo that I didn't know.
Well, I was close with Brett.
Yeah.
One letter arrangement off.
Yeah. At some point, Arnold says they have no idea we're 4th graders, and I'm just like, oh, you.
Oh, you poor naive thing.
Yeah.
So innocent.
Yeah.
Their outfits were like straight out of Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
That's where their moves, so good for them. But maybe a little outdated.
Yeah,
but it still worked.
Yeah, they brought it back and in style.
It's so funny because one of the very obvious problems that could come out of this is that all the 6th graders would think that they were like lame and pathetic, but no, everyone was really into these 4th graders with their outdated clothing and dance style, which I thought was really kind of sweet in a way.
Yeah, I think them being able to actually dance, like, their outfits would suggest, kind of helped that along. So it's not just, oh, they're hipsters.
Yeah.
Like, who dress like this, in this particular style, but they don't know how to, use it.
They put a lot of hard work into learning the dance moves.
And all the slang and, that lingo, and just they're getting really into it.
Yeah.
And was it Tommy? Was that the guy who talked the most? Like the Yeah, he was an alcoholic. He's gonna have problems later.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. Like, of course, it's punch. So unless someone spiked it, it's not really alcohol. And of course, it's an allegory with the bartender.
Right.
Everything saying he's had too much. But but if he keeps this up with alcohol, he's gonna have problems.
Oh yeah.
Problems.
Yeah.
In plural.
Tommy also strikes me as the kind of guy who probably would spike the punch in
Yeah.
the 6th grade.
Yeah, definitely. He seems like he would probably grow up to be Biff
Yeah.
from Back to the Future.
So the girls end up actually being really cool to Arnold and Gerald. They let them down really easy and tell them, but you guys are really cute. It's just you're 4th graders.
Yeah, and we still love our boyfriends for some reason. So and giving them a little bit of hope that well maybe we'll be looking at you when you get older.
Yeah.
It's like, you will. So that was sweet. I think that was a very good end to that episode. That was the best possible way they could have ended that without like emotional trauma for both Arnold and Gerald, and them just hating women.
Mm-hmm.
That happened in an alternate universe.
Yeah, that was a different timeline where all of a sudden Gerald and Arnold became really, misogynistic and women hating.
Yeah, they become men's rights activists, and they lie and say that no, we paid for the taxi cab fare.
Yeah.
We paid for everything and they didn't put out.
We just got friend zoned.
Yeah.
Eyeball twitching.
Yeah. So that's all the notes I have for this episode.
Same here.
It was a really good one, but it was pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
Yeah. But I actually have more notes for the first episode than I do for the second one.
Yeah, me too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot more for the second one. The second one is the baseball, and this is about one of Arnold's heroes who is a baseball star. His name is Mickey Kaline, and Arnold just goes into this huge spiel towards Eugene about how he's like this phenomenal person, and then that very same day he learns that Kaline is retiring, so he feels like he definitely has to go to this game since it's going to be his last game. He manages to go with Gerald. They have some problems at first since they made the foolish mistake of buying tickets from someone on the street, so they got really shitty seats. But they still manage to spend time there. Arnold catches the last ball that Kaline hits a home run with, and then later he sees an interview of Kaline, who goes on about what baseball meant to him. And since Arnold feels that he wants to be able to return some of the joy that Kaline gave to him, he gives him the ball that he hit a home run with.
This is a really sweet episode, but boy, do they really worship baseball.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's how it is for some people.
Yeah, and Mickey Kaline is voiced by Ron Perlman, so of course we're off to a good start there. So yeah, just when after Arnold hits, I guess you could call it a home run himself.
Yeah.
After being mocked by Harold, the Herald of Chaos.
Yeah.
I wanted to say one thing about that. Harold should be a pitcher with the way he can throw balls that defy physics.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing what he did.
Yeah, the second throw there that he did.
What I want to know is, if Arnold loves baseball so much, why is he literally spacing out while he's at bat?
Well,
it's
because
baseball inception. He's dreaming about playing baseball while he's playing baseball, so he can have double the joy.
But he wasn't playing baseball in his daydream. He was just floating around in space. Was he imagining that he was the baseball that he was about to hit?
You have to be the baseball in order to hit it.
I suppose.
And he's just thinking of how it's like way more epic than it actually is. So I love when Eugene like asks about like who's this Mickey K line, and of course Gerald is like, that was Gerald who was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Like this is, oh boy, here comes the fanboy.
It's like it's me and Ray whenever she asks a question and I start, well.
Well, you see.
Well, oh, here we go.
And then I go on the 10-minute tangent.
Settle in, get your popcorn. We're going on a ride.
So that was good. Yeah, how obsessed with Mickey K-Line he is.
So obsessed that he carries a metal safe in his backpack to keep a laminated card inside.
Yeah.
That's why he's so strong, because he's constantly carrying around a safe.
But the safe only has a little card in it, so unless the safe
safe itself must weigh like a bunch.
All right, that's true.
Like just the fact that he's carrying around a safe in his backpack, among other things.
When Arnold says, "You don't know who Mickey K-Line is," and Eugene responds with that, no. That was kind of a thing for a while at my school, in elementary school, where like for comedic effect, you just go, no, or even in a sarcastic kind of way, like,
no.
Yeah, exactly. So it was really nice seeing that again.
Yeah, a remnant of your childhood.
Yeah.
And it's the first time that we've actually seen Arnold be really, fanboyish about anything, really.
Yeah.
Like any kind of activity. So of course he has his own personal hero, and then we're led into the fallen childhood hero segment, where of course he's suddenly conflicted about his hero once the hero conflict.
Yeah, I love this because Ernie and Mr. Green are just watching baseball out on the sidewalk outside Mr. Green's shop, and I'm like, I just wrote down so urban.
It's so urban, and just yelling out how Mickey K-Line is trash.
Yeah,
garbage,
a bum.
Yep.
Yep. Which is not really very nice, because still a person.
The one thing I question, why is he retiring? Did they ever say that?
Maybe he's losing his edge. He could get that final home run that he did in the episode, but maybe that has maybe he hasn't been hitting a lot lately.
Maybe his manager is just like, you're done. I'm not managing you anymore.
Yeah. You're a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Aw, poor K-Line.
Yeah. And so yeah, we see we have Arnold and Gerald going to the baseball game,
but before that, Arnold really needs money.
Yeah, of course. They're planning to go to the baseball game, and of course we have Grandpa, who is he doesn't want to straight up give Arnold money, but he would like to make it seem like Arnold has enough. So of course he also ends up giving him
amazing, because he's like,
yeah.
First of all, it's just so sweet that he wants to give him money, but also in sort of suggesting, hey, what about that money you made from washing puppies, was it, or something like that?
Yeah, dog washing, kind of making it seem like Arnold, you earned your own money, so you can do it.
Yeah, instead of just outright giving it to him.
Yeah, just well, here you go, $50.
Yeah. Which
of course he ends up giving to him accidentally, so he's very generous accidentally. And seeing as they probably need that money, he has to take the 50 back. And of course, fess up to the fact that he did give him money.
But it was the thought that counts.
Yeah, exactly. He's a very sweet grandpa. He's a sick.
For this scene, I wrote, Grandpa's neck always worried me.
Yeah, he constantly looks like he was peeking his head at through the door and someone slammed it on his neck.
Oh my gosh. So there's the ticket scalper who gives them, really crappy seats. And then just the ticket guy who like, here, can you tell us where our seats are? And the ticket guy just starts laughing.
Just out loud.
Yeah.
It's not even like, oh boy, you really got cheated out. It's just like,
Yeah. Can we also talk about how terrible of a baseball stadium that is?
oh, it's so terrible.
That
Like,
they have pillars and they built seats behind pillars.
not only that, it's like it's built like a soccer stadium with the actual game, like all the way, over on the other side.
Yeah.
So like you can't even see the actual game if you're like have the shitty luck of sitting on the other end of the stadium.
Right.
So not a great place to be. And then of course they're seated right in front of a pillar.
Yeah.
And or like there's a pillar obstructing their view, which sucks. And then of course they're also seated next to Harold's actual dad. Harold's real dad.
I was gonna say it's because Harold doesn't look a whole lot like his father, but then I remembered he looks exactly like his mother, and I figured, oh well, this guy must be Harold's
his
mother's brother.
Yeah, that would also make sense. That yes, this hidden uncle.
Yeah.
Who of course is also mean to Arnold, but in a less
Gerald.
What is it? Oh yeah,
It was Gerald who was
Gerald.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
To be fair, Gerald was being kind of obnoxious, literally shoving himself in his line of sight.
Yeah, so it's understandable.
So when they have that suspenseful moment where they're saying, okay, this is Mickey Kaline's last time, I bet.
Yeah.
And they show the boarders at home or watching on TV, and there's one boarder there that's
You didn't recognize?
Yeah, she only shows up a few times. But it's one of those things where I never saw her when I was a kid watching the show, but then I would watch reruns as a teenager, and I'd be like, "Who is that woman?"
Yeah.
I do not remember you. So I had to look her up. She's Lana Vale, and she's in a lot of episodes actually, but she's only in the background. But then in the second season, they say that she moves away.
Oh.
And she had I guess she had one speaking line in an episode we're going to be seeing here shortly.
Huh. Yeah, because I do not remember her. I was like, who's that woman behind the couch? Fuchsia suits.
Exactly.
So Arnold, of course, he catches the home run, and everyone's super excited about it. And of course,
hold on, I wanted to point out.
Okay.
The pitcher, who was pitching the ball, was the guy on Eugene's bike card, with the baseball card that Eugene put in his bike.
Oh, that's neat.
I forget what his name was. Doesn't matter.
So of course, that's another antagonistic trait that Harold has.
Not Harold.
Eugene. Sorry, yeah. Oh, so now we have some antagonistic behavior from Eugene towards Arnold.
Well, I mean, just because
the plot thickens.
Just because he's a pitcher on the opposite team doesn't mean he's a bad guy.
No,
he's the bad guy. Yeah.
Now Eugene and Arnold must fight to the death.
Yep. Literal murder.
Yeah.
But that's a good detail, to have picked up.
Yeah. I just remember his stupid looking face.
So yeah, Arnold catches the home run, and everyone's excited about the Mr. Green. Is that his name? Wants to buy the.
Yeah, he's the butcher.
Yeah, Mr. Green.
Yeah, wants to buy the ball for $400.
Yeah.
That's a considerable amount for a kid. But no, Arnold decides to keep it, and of course gets depressed after watching the interview with Mickey Kaline, where both he and the interviewer starts crying. So of course he's conflicted about that, and
a non-obnoxious interviewer. What is this?
Yeah. An interviewer who has emotions.
Yeah.
And we get some more sage advice from Grandpa. as always, he is the voice of reason in Arnold's life.
Yeah.
You know, not always, but usually.
Grandpa is the voice of reason, and Grandma is the voice of chaos.
Yep.
Oh, no wonder they make such a good couple. They balance each other.
Yeah.
Aw.
And so they go to the stadium, and Arnold gets to for some reason meet Mickey Kaline, who is there at the stadium at night, still wearing his baseball uniform, which is probably sweaty.
Yeah.
So of course it's hinted at that he doesn't bathe. So he's a dirty hero.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling this shit out of my ass. But it brings me to another point that it is ridiculously easy to meet or see or summon celebrities in this show.
Yeah. I think it's just Arnold's passive ability.
Yeah, he just attracts like famous people.
Yeah.
To his general vicinity.
Yeah.
Everything's in charisma.
Yep. that is his main stat.
What class would he be?
Oh boy.
Arnold?
Yeah.
Probably a paladin, but he's not boring.
So, well, not really either, because he can still lie. Yeah.
Like
right.
I'm thinking more bard-ish.
Bard or like a rogue.
A bard rogue. Is there
He can multi-class.
A brogue.
a brogue?
Oh no.
He's
no, he
also
can
a
take a
super
few
bro.
levels. He can take a few levels in both.
Or a Rard.
Gerard.
Rard.
What's Gerard then?
Gerard.
Gerard. That is Gerald if he's a bard.
I didn't know that.
Gerard.
I didn't know he went on to make a YouTube channel.
Pro Gerard. Pro Gerard the finishist.
Yeah, the finishist.
Sorry.
Shout out.
They're
both great.
To Pro Jared
and Gerard.
And Gerard.
The completionist.
The completionist, yes. They don't need me to shout out to them. They have 1 billion viewers.
Well, it's still nice to do.
They need to shout out to us.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that, but we can't ask for that.
We can. We just won't get an answer.
So yeah, Arnold, bonds with Mickey Kaline for a bit. He gets the ball back, and Mickey even shares a few baseball stories with him. So Arnold, probably still to this day, sees Mickey Kaline as his personal baseball hero.
Yeah.
Despite him retiring.
Still to this day,
happened.
as an adult, Arnold, looking back.
But that's all I had. Did you guys have anything else?
Nope.
Nope.
Alrighty, well, that'll be it for now. Hope you guys have been enjoying, and as always, if you want to join us in the comments, go ahead and do so. See you next time.
See ya!
So, what's eating ya?
Besides me later.
Yo!
Hey!
Oh?
I like the sound of that.
The music.
It's just, I want so much more out of society. It's no good for us as it is now. Speaking my language currently.
Hashtag relatable,
Rah, rah.
hashtag the struggle is real.
This morning, just before I got on this airship, I actually beat a woman until she wasn't moving anymore.
Holy fuck.
Oh, Velvet, you are my kind of woman!
Okay.
Literally beat her or metaphorically beat her?
I think. Nope, she says not even breathing.
Metaphorically not even breathing.
Things just took a really weird
Ghost
turn.
breathing. Ghost breathing.
Ghost breathing.
We were both lucky I came to my senses before she suffered a worse fate. I mean,
I don't think
If
it gets
she's-
much worse than that.
yeah.
Well, I guess she survived. Just severe brain damage from oxygen deprivation, you know?
Oh, lovely. So she's a vegetable, probably.
So is this implying a future where women are the dominant gender is even more violent than the society dominated by men?
As I understand it, Zal
know
is
what-
like another universe, planet, something.
Oh, I see.
So
So-
this
Well,
is
I'm just
culture
saying,
shock.
Society-wise, is
I too went to high school and dealt with teenage girls and can actually see this being a possibility.
yeah, no, like there was a knockdown drag-out fight at my school, like in the hallway between two girls, and it wasn't just a hair pull fest. It was a punching.